While I love the Metropolitan Museum of Art, it is sometimes really annoying to get there via public transportation. My recommendation is to take the subway to the Natural History Museum and walk across Central Park, mainly so you can have a look at another Egyptian marvel in NYC. Behind the Met is a massive Egyptian obelisk commissioned by the pharaoh Thutmose III to celebrate 30 years on the throne. If you remember, Thutmose III is a New Kingdom pharaoh who was also the stepson of Pharaoh Hatshepsut. This piece was originally one of two obelisks made around 1425 BCE for the Temple of Heliopolis in Egypt, which is near modern-day Cairo. These obelisks stood in Heliopolis for 1,500 years before they were toppled and burned during an invasion of the Persians in 545 BCE. Around 500 years later, they were discovered buried in sand by the Romans during the reign of Caesar Augustus, and they were moved to the city of Alexandria in front of a temple dedicated to Julius Caesar, built by the iconic Cleopatra VII. That's how the pair became known as the Cleopatra's Needles, even though Cleopatra never saw them in person. Eventually, one of them toppled over in Alexandria as well, and you can see it in that position in many drawings and photographs. The only change that has ever been made to this obelisk is that the Romans added these bronze crabs at the bottom to help support the broken base of the obelisk. Now you might be asking, why is this obelisk in New York City? The Egyptian government decided to give both of the obelisks to two different countries. The first was given to England, and you can see it now on the banks of the River Thames in London. And the Egyptian government decided to give the other to the United States in 1879 in commemoration of the opening of the Suez Canal. It took over a year for it to be transported to New York and was later installed in Central Park in January of 1881. The story of how both of these obelisks were transported are absolutely crazy, so let me know if you want to hear more. This obelisk is made out of red granite and it weighs 200 tons. The text invokes multiple Egyptian gods like Thoth and Horus to praise Thutmose III for his victories in battle and his divinity. While the obelisk was in pretty good condition in the dry Egyptian weather, it has suffered being in New York City because of the pollution and acid rain. But the Nature Conservancy, which has technical ownership of it, has done conservation work on it in the past. Each side of the obelisk has a small plaque on the bottom with a translation of the text, but you can also Google it. There is a nice image on their Wikipedia page for this object. Fun fact is that there is actually a time capsule underneath the obelisk, which has an 1870 U.S. Census, a Bible, a Webster's Dictionary, the complete works of William Shakespeare, a guide to Egypt, which is probably so outdated, and a copy of the Declaration of Independence. There is also a small box placed by the man who arranged the obelisk's purchase, but the contents of the box are unknown.